everybody, Mom H with Honey Hollow Homestead. Brought to you from inside my new shed. I promised you I was going to get to it. I ended up having to deal with some other business yesterday, so I haven't really done a whole lot in here. And I'll tell you honestly, it's going to be a slow process, because I still have a lot of things I need to deal with in my house, house, you know, in regards to going through things. I just finished going through my husband's filing cabinet yesterday, and I got that dealt with. Still trying to decide what to do with that. But anyway, yeah. So this is my new shed. These are the doors, the double doors. They open out towards the fence, okay, the board fence where Honey is, and the window they moved along. When I first brought the camera in, I could see the sheep and goats up on the hill. Well, they're not there now. They moved along. Anyway, I know it's dark in here. I have done nothing short of bringing a box of tools in. That's my first move in. I do hope to insulate the building. It's going to be a process. By the way, it's 10 by 16, and it's right next to my pole barn. Okay. Now, what I'm wondering, like the studs for the wall, they're your typical, was it 16-inch on center, I think, something like that. Okay, but the ceiling is different, you see, and I'm just debating on how I'm going to insulate the roof. Now it does have the bubble, the Reflectix up there, so that is a help. But I'd like to have more up there. So I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. It has ventilation at the top, at the peak, on both ends. I only have the one loft because I figured I wasn't going to really do a whole lot in regards to storing stuff up high, because I'm short. I'm an old lady, okay, and I got them to make it shorter than what they normally do, like I said, so I don't have to climb all the way up there. I still may have to, but I think originally it was supposed to be an 8-foot, and I think it's a 6-foot now. I don't know. Anyway, and then there's the workbench. Yeah, it's just a 2-foot workbench, but it's one I don't have to build. Okay, it's already here. I will be adding storage for tools and whatnot. I'm hoping that my table saw is not ruined from being in that metal shed. I plan on putting some shelves or stuff on the double doors here for like little things that I need. For instance, fluids for the tractor, things I need quick access for that doesn't take a lot of room, but I need to have readily available. So, you know, all I have to do is open the door and it's right there. Now I'm debating on whether, you see they've got this diagonal brace here, and I know that they needed that for transporting it here. Okay, just to brace the walls. I think that I can take it down. There's this long one here, and then there's a couple of short ones over on that side. So Now, one thing I do notice is that the doors are crooked. It may be that it's not perfectly level, because let's face it, when they delivered it, the ground was still partially frozen, but there was some thaw. So I don't know if they're gonna have to come out and re-level it or not. I have to contact the guy. It's like, there's no point in doing that until after the, everything is thawed out. Okay, there's no point in doing it now. So long as I can get in and out of the building, we're good, okay? As long as it doesn't settle anymore. So I gotta call the guy anyway, so I will call and talk to him today and see what we do. But it's gonna be a process, like I said, but it's good to have it. I will be gradually, I've got some tools in the house I can bring out here. I've got that big shelving unit in the metal shed. I can move over here, and I think I'm gonna put it over in that corner. So anyway, all this stuff, you know, it's a process. It's a process. You're saying, okay, Mom H, let's address the elephant in the room, or the elephant I'm in. I was stressing a while back about finances, mainly because I didn't know what was going on with the 401k. And you say, why did you invest in this shed? I mean, isn't that a lot of money? Well, it's more money than if I had somebody build it here, but nobody had the time to do that. And I took out a small mortgage, small one, okay? I was very careful looking at, and when I talked to the banker, okay, I only used my Social Security, okay? I told him that there was a 401k, but I did not know how much I was going to be getting from it, and I did tell him it was small, okay? So, so we're only doing this off of my Social Security, okay? And so I was combining some high interest payments. Now it's a low interest, and even though it's over a 12-year period, I made sure there was no penalties for paying it off early. He said, no, you can do that. So the payments are going to be less, okay? And even with putting this this shed on it, okay, this will protect my tools. I don't know how many of my tools have been ruined because of that metal shed and a few other things that had to be left outside because I didn't have any place to put them. Now I have a place to put them. Okay, so if I'll salvage what I can salvage, you know, so that I don't have anything ruined anymore. Okay, and I get things organized. Now let's talk about the 401k. I got final paperwork yesterday, and I got everything all together. I did send an email. I need to contact the company because the email address was incorrect because it bounced back. So I got to deal with that. I will deal with that this morning as soon as I get off this with you. But the amount of money I'm going to be getting is going to put me in a good position. Now, can I afford to buy a new vehicle at this point with that? Possibly, but I don't want to right now. It would be better financially if I can hold off. Okay, so I can actually put money aside and save it, okay? Which I should be able to do. Now, talking about that, let's talk about the truck. I got a phone call from the mechanic, and he says that the engine was not shot. He told me what the problem was. One thing he said was there was water in the gas, and I got to find out how he thinks water got in the gas, because I always get gas from the same station, and it is a well-used station. Okay, it's like most popular one in the area, so they have good turnaround. So I don't know if there's another problem that he found. There was a few other things he listed, and I don't remember what they are. So it had something to do with fluids and whatnot. So he's taking care of that. I'm not exactly sure exactly when I'm going to get it back, because he was very busy, that's because he's good. Okay, I said, okay, do you think I'll get it back before Christmas? And he said, yes. Yes, thank you. Okay, so I'm not hurting for anything. I'm good. We've been doing well. I'm just taking the time to deal with some paperwork issues to do with my husband's passing. You know, stuff that just takes time. Okay. And getting things sorted out, and going through his stuff, and trying to keep things going with my home and everything, and of course taking care of the livestock. So they're doing well. So anyway, this is my exciting empty shed, but it's a start. It's a process, and as I can, I will be moving things in here. The thing is, it's a little bit treacherous out here right now because of the mud, okay? Freeze, thaw, and we've been having more thaw than freeze, so it's quite treacherous. So I'm not going to be bringing anything heavy. As much as I want to get my table saw in here and get it out of that metal shed, I don't think it's going to happen right away, because it's just too dangerous for me to try and get that heavy thing out of that shed and into this shed. So, but anyway, it's a process. I'm here. Everything's working out. You know, thank you so very much for your prayers. I do believe wholeheartedly that they were effective. If nothing else, for my peace of mind. Because I had my moment where I was just upset, mainly because I had a hard time grasping and understanding everything, and I just felt overwhelmed. And I believe your prayers helped me get back in a good frame of mind, and that's of great benefit. So anyway, I'm going to go back in the house and get warmed up, finish my hot cup of coffee, and get on the phone so I can get the 401k finalized. It's just a little, I'm sure there's just one letter or something that's off on that email address, so I gotta call and confirm. So anyway, Mom Makes with Honey Hollow Homestead, and hopefully stay tuned for what I'm going to be doing with this building. So talk to y'all later.